Joining me right now here in the palatial studios at Ricadon is Kevin Richards with Ventura Web Design. By way of disclosure, of course, they created my beautiful, voluptuous, AlanStock.com website. It's really terrific. And you guys did a great job. Appreciate you coming in this morning. The election just a couple days old. And how much of an impact did social media or internet have on the voter turnout?
Well, there's always a tech angle in everything, right? So with the most recent elections, Google and Facebook both played a pretty big part. I don't know if you logged on to Facebook on Election Day at all. If you did, you would have seen a big, huge banner at the top encouraging you to click like and basically say that you'd voted. And everybody was seeing that constantly. It started out at, a couple 100,000 people clicked the button early in the morning. By mid-afternoon, it was over 5 million. There was a lot of interaction. There was a lot of reminding you to get out there and vote. And then Google kind of did something very interesting. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago.
You said Google.
What's that?
You said Google. That was Facebook's first one?
That was Facebook was the first one.
Okay.
Google's the second one. Google did something interesting. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago when George W. Bush was president. And if you went to Google,
the good old days, yeah.
If you went to Google and you typed in the phrase miserable failure, it brought up George W. Bush, brought up the website. And Google's response to that was always, well, we can't control it. That's the algorithm. And this brings up a topic that we do at my company all the time, is search engine optimization. You and I have talked about that a lot before. We talked about how you, as a business owner, try to make sure that your business comes up when people are searching for keywords that are important to you. So in this case, Google would always say, well, we don't have control over that. It's the computer. The rankings are what they are. But on the most recent election, they did manipulate the search results a little bit. So if you search for register to vote or how do I vote, it would actually bring up information that was unique to you. It would take your location into account. It would figure out what your IP address was of your unique computer or your mobile phone. It would say, okay, this person's in Clark County, Nevada. Let's show them who's running and who's on the ballot. So they've demonstrated that they can change those results when they want to. So in this case, they changed the results, and their goal was to get out the vote. And they partnered up with a couple different organizations like Rock the Vote and the Voting Information Project, and they did what they did.
Well, when you Googled miserable president, did it come up with Barack Obama?
I haven't tried that yet. We'll have to give that a shot.
I'll do that during the traffic and see what happens. All right. Let's talk about the issue of the Apple iPhone. I hear there's an issue about privacy. Some kind of a recent court ruling I'm not that familiar with. What's this all about?
There is. So you have the iPhone 5S, right? And you have the
Yes.
Touch ID. And you've not yet had a lot of success using your fingerprint, as we've talked about it in the past. And
That's true. I'm supposed to be able to, but I gave up on it.
well, we'll talk more about that in a second. But we'll also talk maybe about a reason why you don't want to use it. So a circuit court judge in Virginia actually ruled that while the police cannot force you to type in your password to get information, they can force you to provide your fingerprint. Do you see the difference there? So you're talking about the Fifth Amendment right to not incriminate yourself.
That's weird.
You don't have to provide a password, apparently, because that is locked within inside your brain. But you do and can be forced to provide your fingerprint.
Oh, so I wouldn't have to worry about that because mine doesn't work anyway.
Well, if your phone's unlocked, it's not a problem in the first place. But so if a police officer's interviewing you and he's attempting to get information, he's attempting to get evidence about a crime that he thinks may or may not have taken place. This is similar to DUI because with DUI they can force you to provide some type of sample, whether it's blood or urine or whatever, and same thing here. They're saying that the fingerprint, because it's on the outside of your body, you can be forced to open that phone up for them.
And the courts decided that.
Well, it's a circuit court judge, and it's in Virginia. So I don't know. I'm meeting with a couple attorney clients on Friday, so I know they wanted to talk about certain things, and I know this will be one of the things I'll ask them about. And it's I don't think it necessarily applies to Nevada just yet, but I do know that judges look at rulings all over the U.S. when they're making determinations.
I don't know what's with the East Coast. Washington, D.C. just legalized marijuana for recreational purposes. We don't have enough problems with legislators back in D.C., and now they're going to be all walking around going, hey, Harry, take it to... Maybe it'll be good for Harry. I don't know. All right, we're going to continue in a moment with Kevin Richards, our tech news. Got a lot more to cover, a lot more to talk about. You want to join in? 702-257-5396. Kevin Richards is the CEO of Ventura Web Design, who created my website. and coming in the studio. I appreciate your being here.
Absolutely. Love being here.
I want to get to some other things, but real quickly, you mentioned the fact that I have had problems with my fingerprint, and I gave up on it. I just said, so that was my first try it. But you can always plug in a number that, you can still get to a code. That's what I had to do, so I just gave up on the whole thing. But is there a trick to using your fingerprint ID, making it work?
Well, there is. You need to go into settings. You need to go into the Touch ID area, and you can actually train it to learn your fingerprints better than it already has. When you initially set it up, you went through it, you showed it your fingerprint a couple times, and it, generally it works. In your case, it didn't. You can delete that initial attempt, then you can do more. And you can actually have multiple fingers on there. Say you pull out your phone using your left hand sometimes and you want it to be your left thumb, you can have that. Say you also use your right hand at different times during the day, you can use your right thumb. You can use other fingers. It doesn't matter. You can train it to use whatever fingers you want.
I wound up giving it the middle finger and let it go. I mean, that's all I did because I got so tired of the whole thing. I really did. I'm just saying. I was, Amazon News. I understand that they're using taxis to deliver products. What the heck is behind that?
They are. It's similar to Uber, and it's all about using technology. And so Amazon is focused on getting products to you faster. We've talked about that countless times. They have their Amazon Prime program that gives you free 2-day shipping. What they're trying now is they've got to get their costs down, but they've also got to compete with brick and mortar retailers. They've got to get the products in your hands immediately. When you log on to Amazon and you see a product you want, you also want it right then. So what they're trying is they're utilizing an app that's very similar to Uber, where it identifies the nearest taxi cab, and it's an app called Flywheel, and it's in Los Angeles and San Francisco, and I think Seattle as well. So they're using this app, and they use it in the early morning hours when the taxis aren't very busy and they're available. So they will put a couple packages in a taxi, and they'll ship it out to the recipients that way, as long as it's in the same city.
Across town or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and they were trying to kind of keep this under wraps, but it's hard to be Amazon and not get the message out.
But doesn't it cost a lot of money? Taxis aren't cheap.
Well, taxis aren't cheap, but if you have the power of Amazon behind you and you can say, hey, we're going to guarantee you X amount of business, you need to be available for us. But Amazon's not always been about making money right up front. They've been about capturing market share. So Amazon is trying to make sure that as people become more and more impatient, and as brick and mortar retailers realize that they have to compete with Amazon more, they're trying to focus on how they can get customers to use their service and continue to do so.
Speaking of Amazon, I understand that they with Amazon Prime, which I've never used, but there's some other things that they're expanding with it. More benefits. What's this all about?
Interesting. I didn't know you haven't been an Amazon Prime user.
I've been an Amazon user. I bought a lot of things on Amazon.com. A lot.
And you've mentioned that you're okay with it taking 5 to 7 days for the free shipping.
Yeah.
But if you pay $99, you get free second-day shipping. So it gets here significantly faster in most cases.
But I spend, what is it, 30 or 20? Is it 25 or $30 or something like that? I don't know what it is, but so I buy 2 CDs or whatever it is.
Yeah, the threshold's
CDs,
about $25 for the free
something
shipping.
like that, and then they shipped it free in 5 to 7 days. So what's a better deal, you're saying?
The better deal is you purchase Amazon Prime for $99 a year. You can share it with other members of your family, and then you get free shipping on anything that is in the Amazon catalog. And certainly there's a difference. Third-party sellers, small retailers, they can sell on Amazon too, so those items wouldn't necessarily be available through Prime. But items that are stocked in the Amazon warehouses, which is a good bulk of their catalog that you'll see online, those items can ship to you for free using second-day shipping. So it gets there much faster. But there's also a bunch of other benefits that Amazon's thrown into the Prime membership to make it more worth your while. For example, they have their Amazon Instant Video, which competes with Netflix. So pretty much every evening I'm logging on, and instead of using, Cox cable, instead of, using the normal, I've basically become a cord cutter as well. I just, sit and, lay in bed, pull out the iPhone and watch something on Amazon Instant Video, and it's free. It's included with my Prime. They also just rolled out unlimited photo storage. So you can put as many photos up as you want in the Amazon cloud, and it's free forever. So they're trying to make it more, they're adding value to the Prime service in addition to the value you're already getting for the shipping.
And that's Amazon Prime for unlimited photo storage?
Yes, absolutely. They also have Amazon Prime Music, and you can listen to unlimited ad-free music. You can create your own playlists. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's cool about the unlimited photo storage, though. I like that idea.
Prime users also get early access to certain lightning deals on Amazon, so it's a great way to save money.
Speaking of saving money, is it really a good idea to go ahead and shop, wait for Cyber Monday as opposed to Black Friday?
All the retailers are really pushing that forward. The Christmas decorations have been up for at least a month now.
No, I've read 4th of July they were up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the deals are out there. You've got to pay attention. One of the things that I do is if I know I want something, or if I know, one of the kids wants something, I'll make a little notepad and I'll just make a note of the price, and I can just watch it that way. So even if they're calling it a deal, I can say, is it really a deal or not?
Wow. Okay. So, again, going back, better to go with Cyber Monday than Black Friday, or Black Friday offers a lot of good deals,
There's tons of good deals, and, you certainly you can start shopping as soon as you're ready. You don't want to miss out on an item because you're waiting for a deal and it goes out of stock. That's an issue to worry about too. But, the other thing to think about is, do you want to be shopping at a retail store on Thanksgiving now? I mean, they're starting to open up.
Kmart's going to open on Thanksgiving, I heard.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to be open. Instead of eating with your family, you're going to be out shopping on Thanksgiving. That sucks. It's terrible. That's a horrible idea.
There's a lot of retailers that are doing that. I've seen a lot of them are opening like at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving evening, starting their Black Friday sales early.
I know.
You as an e-commerce guy, I certainly want to encourage you to hold out and wait for Cyber Monday. But we're seeing the trends. Like 10 years ago, the shopping online was all done during the week when people would go to work and they'd use their high-speed internet connections at work and they'd be shopping on Monday morning. Now we've seen a shift. We've actually seen the shopping looks more like regular retail patterns. On the weekends, we're seeing people order through their mobile phones.
Tell me about this real quickly. This boycott Black Thursday stuff that's going on Facebook.
There's a Facebook page. It's boycott Black Thursday. It's basically saying, hey, if somebody's working on Thanksgiving to serve you in the retail store, that means that they're not at home with their family like maybe they should be. So it's a question of, do you want to be out there supporting that retailer on Thursday, or can you wait a couple of hours and go out there on Friday?
I'm with that. Now, my daughters, I love them dearly. They're the greatest people in the world, but they've got this tick about going out on, first of all, it used to be, like on Black Friday, and it used to start at 6 in the morning, and then it became 3 in the morning, and then it became midnight.
Yep.
And then it became, now it's down to, right after Thanksgiving, they're going to be out there. No, I'm not kidding you, 8 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving.
Put the turkey back in the fridge and run to the store.
Put the turkey, and who cut the turkey? Don't cut the, I think it's ridiculous.
Now, what you got to pay attention to, you got to bring your smartphone, bring your iPhone to the stores with you so you can price check it right there. You can pull out the Amazon.com app, you can scan the UPC, and you can determine whether or not the price you're seeing in the store is a good price in comparison to what Amazon's offering. Target has a similar thing too.
Oh, boy. I'm with you. Boycott shopping on Thursday. I'm not for boycotts, but boycott shopping on Thursday. Go out the next day, Black Friday, but leave it alone. Leave Thanksgiving alone. It's supposed to be for families to get. This is America. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design. You want to find out more about him and about Ventura Web Design, what a great job they can do, go to allenstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll notice that there's a Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that, and that'll take you right to Ventura Web Design. And from there, you can contact Kevin Richards each and every Thursday in studio at 7:30 now. And we can even take calls if y'all want to call in. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. We'll do it again next Thursday.
Absolutely. Love to be with you.
Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, right here on News Talk 720 KDWN. News Talk 720